What's going on, guys? Danny Hacker here with KECO Body Repair Products. In this video, I'm going to take you step by step through the 6C process utilizing our new updated L2E system. So as you guys know, glue pull repair has been around for some time now. However, there's never been a process associated with GPR to ensure that you get those strong pulls every single time. So here at KECO, we have created this 6-step process through years of research and development to not only ensure you strong pulls, but consistency every single time. Now let's get started with this repair following that 6-step process. Our first step in the 6C process is going to be check. There are many different variables that we need to check during the first step of the 6C process. First, we always want to make sure that we are checking our OEM procedures. That will ultimately tell you the substrate and material you are working with. Now we want to fully check the extent of the damage using the shop light. So next we want to make sure that we check our temperatures by addressing any extremes by heating or cooling. Always making sure that our panel temperature is in that 75 to 85 degree range. After we've checked our panel temperatures, we now want to go ahead and plug our glue gun in, making sure that that glue gun temp is set at 385 degrees Fahrenheit or 195 degrees Celsius. Remember, we want that glue smoking hot, but we do not want it boiling. So make sure that we do not introduce any air bubbles into that glue. Now that we have completed the first step, let's go ahead and move on to the next step. Our second step in the 6C process is going to be choose. And that's just choosing your tab, lifter, and the approach that you are going to be taking while repairing the damage you are working on. Remember guys, don't overthink it. We always want to make sure that we choose a tab that is best shaped like the dent or the body line that we are working on. A good rule of thumb is to make sure that you are always inside the crowns of the damage. For instance, if I go to place my tab, I want to make sure that I see lows all the way around that tab. Now dealing with a more stubborn material such as aluminum, it is okay to oversize the tab. When oversizing a tab, make sure we are always choosing a blue material tab. The flexible blue material is going to help aid adhesion while not locking in any crowns. Now that we have chosen our tab, let's go ahead and move on to choosing a lifter. Now remember, when choosing a lifter, you always want to make sure the feet are either outside of the repair area or the feet are sitting on the crowns, creating that double action move. For instance, if we're working on a large dent, we're going to use a large lifter. So as that dent gets smaller, so won't our tabs and lifters. Now that we have chosen our tab and lifter, let's go ahead and move on to the next step of the process. The third step in the 6C process is clean. To promote the best adhesion possible, we always recommend to buff the panel with extra cut compound. This will remove any waxes or contaminants that might be on that panel. Now that we have buffed our repair area, we want to go back over with 99% isopropyl alcohol. Remember, try not to go under 95%. 99% is going to be the most effective. Now that we have buffed the panel and cleaned the panel with 99% isopropyl alcohol, let's move on to the next step. The fourth step in the 6C process is going to be coat. We want to start by heating the panel to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. That's going to remove all that humidity and moisture that might be trapped in that panel. We also want to flash our tab as well with our heat gun. That's going to promote the best adhesion possible. Now that we have a warm panel, a warm tab, we want to go ahead and fill the tab surface completely with glue. Let's go ahead and place the tab firmly until we see that nice bead line form all the way around the tab. If we have missed on our glue application, you can always go back around that tab with glue and fill in any gaps. Now that our tab is coated and placed, we can go ahead and move on to our next step. Our fifth step in the 6C process is going to be correct. Now that our temps have dropped into that 75 to 85, we are going to now start creating metal flow by pulling the lows and correcting the highs using our knockdown tools. Remember, if we pull too soon and that glue becomes fuzzy, this is considered a wet pull. If we wait too long, especially in the winter time, the glue will become crystallized and become rigid. That's why it's imperative that we pull in that 75 to 85 degree range. Now that we've reversed the damage and created that metal flow, we can now move on to our last and final step, The last step in our 6C process is continue. You want to continue by repeating the 6C process until you reach your desired level of flatness. So by reducing the size of the damage, we're ultimately going to reduce the amount of filler work and materials needed to refinish that repair. Keep in mind, most of the fillers today are designed to go over OE clear coat, which in return will preserve the factory eco. Now that you've reached your desired level of flatness, you can now move on to the refinishing process. Now thank you so much for watching. If y'all ever have any questions or issues, never hesitate to reach out to us on social media or give us a call here at KECO Body Repair Products.